Hey, IDS 301. Forgot what class I was teaching. How you doing today? Welcome to, let's call this module one, video two, I guess, because we did that other one was video one kind of intro module. I don't, this is the softest start I've ever had to a semester. That Thursday start, they just don't care because we can't do a module from Thursday to Sunday. And a lot of people aren't going to do anything until a due date pops up, I think. So thank you to those who have done your syllabus quiz, your academic integrity agreement, and for those who have already done the discussion intro to the class. I yawn once every video, sometimes twice. I bore myself. I bore myself. Can't imagine what I'm doing to you. So let's talk the. So if you haven't done your academic integrity agreement or your syllabus quiz yet, please do that. In regards to the introductories, I've scored a few of them that because I want to get ahead. There's like how many students are in this class now? By the way, I think they increased it a hair. So we got 29, 39, 48, 58, 60 students. We're full house, 60 students. Can everybody see from way back there? Um, so I really like the intros that I'm seeing so far. I know when I started this job a mere 5 years ago, so many of the songs that people posted I recognize now. I know one or two every class, which is so wild. Sucks to get old. Age is not just a number, folks. Okay, so uh, 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 the intros are great. The videos are cool. There's some songs. I think I might just start a playlist on my phone for student videos. I mean, student songs. I think there's some really good ones in there and I'm not an old fuddy duddy that only listens to classic music. Okay, from the 70s and 80s. Um, the 90s, granted, is new music to me, but I do enjoy seeing it. And every now and then somebody slips a good one in there that they listen to with their dad or grandpa or something, and that'll be the one that I grew up with. Okay, so I appreciate that. I really like your intros. I like resonating with them. I like that you taking the time to tell us about yourself. And many of you had some challenges that you continue to overcome, or you have overcome. And to that, I congratulate you. I admire your courage, commitment to be like a lifetime learner. Okay, so because it doesn't stop, correct? Correct. Okay, so enough of the platitudes. I think you didn't come here for that, did you? Uh, Make sure on anything that you submit a discussion board or something that when you're posting a link, at the end, when you paste that link, hit enter, okay? Because you want to hot link it. If you don't hit enter, it'll just be something that we have to copy and paste in a new browser. So notice that if you didn't do that, if you're not familiar with that, notice in the discussion board how other people's videos either show up right there at the screen or the link is like red and you can click on it, it opens, and yours is just wah wah. Okay, so remember to hot link in discussion boards. Okay, in the papers we'll get to that, but uh, discussion boards. Okay, so that's important, right? That's pro tip, tech tip. All right. Make sure you get some of you I didn't score because you haven't done replies yet or responses to peers. And I'm going to give you that chance to do it before it's due. I think it's due tomorrow, right? I don't know. Um, and also, a couple of people, I don't think they even linked their song or mentioned their song or whatever, or linked it. So I'm giving you the chance to get in there and add to your discussion, okay? And then I'm gonna score like a madman. I gotta charge this thing. Um, so be careful about procrastination. I think it's more of a problem in my OGL class than this one. There's 60 students, so I'm going to get a wide range of people doing things when they do it. Again, some won't do it until, the calendar kind of nudges them. Some of you will jump and maybe even get so far ahead that I'll be like, oh my God, don't get so far ahead. Use your own judgment, what you're comfortable with, what your own schedule is dictating you to do. Again, I try to push due dates back towards the weekend for those of you that might be on a standardized traditional work schedule, prefer to do things later in the week. Just remember that it usually takes between 18, I mean, uh, yeah, 18 and 25 hours per week to be successful in a 3 credit university course that is being done in half the time. Okay. So just remember that and remember, it's not about how much time you put in either, right? Because if you email me and say, look, I just put in 20 hours, this thing, I'd be like, it's not paid by the hour. So there's that kind of catch 22. You're supposed to put in a lot of time to be successful, but putting in a lot of time doesn't guarantee success. Okay, we're adults, so you get that, right? Okay, so let's do Easter egg number 1, and that is an oldie but a goodie already. IDS equals integration. And I'm going to emphasize that again and again and again, because coming into this, which is well expected and understandable, you're going to throw around the words multi a lot. I multitask. I'm multi-dexterous. I look at things through multiple disciplines. You have to remember that this isn't multidisciplinary. Okay, it's interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary equals integration in terms of the process. Interdisciplinary is what is it, an adjective? Interdisciplinary studies is a field, but the process is integration. That's how we get there, right? Okay, so let's talk about module 1. Of course, you had it open a second ago. Now it's gone. Okay, module 1. We'll get back to that. Okay, looking at the learning materials for module 1. Tanner intro. I wish we were reading this one instead, but no, we're not. No, it's okay. Tanner intro. It's about 6 pages. Dig deep and you'll get it done, right? It just gives you some idea of what's going on in here. Leicester just scored. It's 2-1, West Ham United. Um, okay, so the introduction just gives us an idea of what's going on here. Give you some kind of context to integrative studies, which is just the process of doing interdisciplinary studies, okay? So check that out. Examine these websites then. It's just for your own, again, context, foundational information. The CISA website, that's the college you're in. You're at Arizona State University you're with. You're in the College of Integrative Studies, Integrative Sciences and Arts, CISA. And then you're in the IDS program. There's a website for that. Then you can look at IDS core courses and then look at specifically IDS 401 and start thinking about what you might do to fulfill that one. For me, I think it was BIS 401, I think, 402, I can't remember. But I did an internship with Lutheran Social Services of the Southwest. Now, I was already volunteering there for a couple of years, mentoring and teaching and working with recently resettled refugees. And this opportunity came up. And even though you're not allowed to do what you're doing already as your internship, I was able to get it approved that I was going to do something completely different. And so I worked more in the administrative area of this, put the hours in, did the reports and such. And I also started teaching. I started teaching groups of recently resettled refugees. This is back in the heyday, late 2007 to 2012, I think, where we were getting refugees from all over the world. Very interesting, teaching groups of like 6 different groups with 6 different interpreters from 6 different places around the globe, from Cuba to Bahrain. No, it was from, well, there was the Congo, there was Iraq, there was Cameroon, there was Cuba. There was, oh, it's one of the, I got my map over there. I think it was near where Mount Everest is, I think. Not Myanmar. I don't know. I'm sorry. Gosh, again, getting old. But anyways, had all these groups, and I would teach them, and I did this. I taught them orientation, even though they get orientation in their home countries before they come, or wherever their refugee camp is. I did orientation to Phoenix, which is a big deal for because of climate and culture, and then we did class on job skills and one on technology. And I don't know why I'm going on about this. It's your 401. You'll do it. Okay. um, Look at those sites. There's a supplemental material. Now, Dr. Prisdia likes supplemental material. Not a big fan of it because, in my opinion, in this checklist kind of culture we're in, students are not going to do something unless you tell them they got to do it. And I'll go off on my side tangent there. I thank those of you, there's about a half a dozen. I was so surprised and pleasantly surprised that in your Easter egg emails, you told me that you were so happy that I didn't use rubrics. So take that, you rubric loving people. I'm really happy to know that. I think it's going to be to your benefit. I also noticed that I think it's like us older, non-traditional that prefer that. It's nothing against younger people. God knows I stick up for you all the time. When my peers say kids these days, I'm like, shut up. We couldn't have grown up with these, I'll tell you that. So um, it should be a good experience for everyone. I'm hoping for that at least. Okay. But what I want to talk about too is that, that's that checklist mentality about a supplemental thing. Well, I understand this Newell document is about 50 pages. It's an excellent comprehensive overview of the state of interdisciplinary studies. But it's like, who's going to read that? Well, a couple might. But what I'm recommending to do on any of the documents that are in here is that you save them. Download them and save them in a folder. You never know when it's going to come in handy. You just don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Okay? You may get an opportunity where a document from this course is going to help you out, or save the website as a favorite. Okay? So remember that as we move through here. It's gonna, the course is gonna get faster, okay? So I'm not saying enjoy this while you can, but take it in and get it done, okay? The discussion you've been doing, that's great. Again, I like what I'm seeing. The concentrations, diverse, varied in this course. I like that. I like to see your contributions from people, whether they're business sustainability, justice studies, art, culture, media. I mean, we've got so many. It's amazing. We've got people from all over the country. I'm jealous of so many of you that are in the north right now, enjoying an actual summer while dying here. Okay. And I like that more students are posting photos. They never did this before this much. I really like that. I get to see a lot. I like the videos. I like, be careful with Spotify. I'm not signed up for that. I don't know if everybody is. Try to stick with YouTube. Okay. And let's see. I want to see if this worked. I was going to say, I think if your selfies don't work or something, be careful when you're in HEIC as the format. You might have to save it as a regular MPG. No, what are they? What are photos? I'm only a photographer. I should know these things, right? They are get info. See, the iPhones shoot HEIC, but if you were to edit it and resave it, because that's got a lot of information to it. I don't know what the problem is. I really don't. I just got too much. Okay, so back at the next page, I'm just scrolling all the way down here. There was just some videos here that were just so good. I'm just gonna take a look at these. Okay. Then we've got this video. We're calling it Module 1, Video 2. I guess that's what we're going to do. This is Module 1, Video 2, so 1.2. Then you got Discussion 1.2. You and Interdisciplinary Studies. It's a rom-com coming out. Uh, this should not be an essay form. It used to be, and I don't like it that way. I prefer to know that you're answering part A, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, part B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so pretty simple, straightforward. No responses to classmates. Typically, in every module, you'll have one discussion board with responses to classmates, another discussion board without responses to classmates. Why do we do that this way? I have no idea. No, I think it was just the way Dr. Prisdil liked it on this one. My preference is could be a paper, but there's a lot to be said for allowing both of these discussion boards to be viewed by everybody. You feel a little more pressure that way, right? Oh, yawn too. I know that. I'm counting. I am counting. Okay. God, it's just out of 60 people, there's going to be 10 to 20 of you that just hate these videos, and I'm just going to hear about it later, right? God, I got to learn to take criticism before I'm 70. Okay. Then you've got the plan of study, which it's only worth 65 points because this is something that, to me, you're talking about yourself. You're talking about what you do, what you did. It's really, it should be an easy subject for you, talking about yourself, you know? So there's 4 distinct parts to it, steps. Okay. Reviewing your DARs for accuracy, very important to locate your DARs, contact your advisor, or go to your My ASU, look under your programs. You should be able to know where your DARs is. Okay. DARs is important. Okay. It's so important that I have no idea what it stands for. No, I could, but I'm not going to waste your time. You want to show evidence of your DARs. Now, if you look at the sample that's posted here, they've got like a copy of the DARS chart graph. See that? There it is right there. Okay, so pie chart with the lines. That's evidence that they looked at their DARs. It is. Now, do they have to do that? No, but there better be evidence somehow that, I mean, I've gone through papers where they tell me that evidence that they looked at their DARs, and guess what? I do a control find search, and DARS is nowhere to be found in that paper. That means there's no evidence that they looked at their DARs, okay? So please show evidence you looked at it. Look at the sample. It's pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, let me know. But it's just, there's not much I can say about it. Remember, this is your first hint at my formatting. Trust me, the Rate My Professor stuff is all BS. I just looked at it by accident the other day. By accident, sure. I hate it, okay? They just ripped the heck out of me for my formatting. It's more important. Well, keep in mind that course is a literacy course, and they're responsible to do it, and it's all straight above board at the beginning, and I do let them do it over again, and blah blah blah. Anyways, I'm not as stringent on that here. You're not going to get destroyed on these things. If something was really bad, I'd say, can you redo it for me, please? Just so I know that you can do it, okay? So what I'm talking about here is it's got to be a Word doc, doc or docx, probably docx. It's got to be that way, uploaded, not emailed to me. It's got to be Times New Roman 12-point font, double line spacing, indented paragraphs, appropriate. Don't give me a big old paper without indents for paragraphs. So paragraph indents, all black font. If I were you, I'd highlight the whole thing and you're done and click on your black so it's a consistent black. Because when you get to later papers where you might be copying and pasting something, a quote or something, it's going to come out gray. It's going to come out with a weird background. Be careful with that. Type it all up, okay? I don't want an abstract. I don't want a cover page. No, no, no. Keep those things away. Do not do that. I don't need any graphics like that except for the DARs, okay? No big line gaps between sections. If you want to skip a line, fine. Okay, you can, but no big, people kind of skip 4 lines, you know. That's not too much, is it? You should be able to handle it. Put your name up there. Do a running header up on top. Put your name, plan of study, IDS 301. Okay. Here's the deal I'll give you. Because I like consistency. There's 60 students, like I said, okay? I don't want to go from one thing to the next and try to figure out what this person's doing. Just try to be consistent. Okay, think of your paper, your presentation as important. Think of it as, again, you're going out buying a house. You drive up to the curb of some place, you look at it, it just looks like it's falling apart, right? but it looks that way. Nobody cut the grass, bushes aren't trimmed, can't see, front door. I'm counting. I'm counting. I didn't check how much sleep I got last night. And the presentation is bad. 6 hours. So you'll skip it. Like if your paper comes out and I'm looking at it like, whoa, whoa, you're starting down here. Okay. Now let's say you go back in that house and you went inside and it's just wonderful. It's beautiful, but you never got in there because the outside drove you away. Paper could have great content, but if you're like, here's my content, throw it at me, let it splash against that paper, and then I got to figure it out, there ain't no content in the world good enough that's going to make me enjoy reading that paper. Okay. I mean, look at, like I said, the best writers and things, you know, I mean, it's presentation. The man knew how to write dialogue. Anyways, um, so conversely, if you drive up and the outside looks immaculate and it's great, and then you go inside and it looks like crap, hey, you still got inside. Okay, it's a weird metaphor, I know, but IDS is a lot about metaphors. Okay, so that's the plan of study, and I'm at 21 minutes. What the heck am I doing? Okay, so I think we got it. I covered it. Okay, big point I want to talk to you about, everybody about, and I didn't mention it in the first one. In this course, and make it a habit, when you are talking about a discipline, an academic discipline, which in effect is your concentrations. Now, there are these rare concentrations that aren't actually academic disciplines in terms of an academic discipline being a field of study, a separate field of study that you can probably you can get a degree in it, and it's got its own little box and silo of knowledge. It's got its own theories and concepts and nomenclature and ideas and the way things, types of research and theories, right? Okay, when you're talking about that, you capitalize it. So, for example, business. If I'm talking about that business up the street, it's lowercase business. If I'm talking about WP Carey business or the business theory in business, then business is capitalized. Okay, you know, so that's what I want you to do. Sustainability capitalized, unless you're talking about general sustainability. Okay, all right, communication capitalized, unless you're talking about the communication with your significant other, not capitalized. Communication discipline capitalized. I do ding for that because I want to get it in your wheelhouse, your hardwiring. Hardwiring. IDS equals integration, capitalize the disciplines. They deserve that kind of importance. Okay. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. All right, so I'm going to get you out of here with Easter egg number 3, and that is, wow, capitalize disciplines. Okay, now it doesn't mean capitalize the word discipline. It's capitalize disciplines. We're going to play a who's on first here in a minute, and that's way too outdated for you guys to relate to, right? So let me know if you have questions about that. Capitalize disciplines, simple concept, just like capitalizing your first name, last name, right? Okay, we're not E.E. Cummings here. All right, have a good one. Ask me questions, whatever. Have a great week. Forks up. Peace.